The distance I cover running is so exhausting to me. This has made me to understand the value of the distance for the human and importance too. Distance is very important for us human in order to go further or either fall down in order to get motivated for the next step in our life. Distance is vital. Nothing can be done nor move without distance. Good day everyone, I am Dilipan son of Raja. Today, by relating distance with safety purpose for children without parent surveillance, I would like to show you guys the detection of the presence of human throw, not MCU, receive signal strength indicator can be called by RSSI. Let's define about DAQ. Hey, what is DAQ? Data acquisition. Commonly abbreviated as DAQ or DAS is the process of sampling signal that measure real-world physical phenomena and converting them into the digital form can be manipulated by a computer and software. Data acquisition is generally accepted to be distinct from the earlier form of recording the tape recorder or paper charts. Unlike those methods, the signal are converted from the analog domain to the digital domain and then recorded into the digital medium such as ROM, flash media or hard disk drives. Data acquisition system can divide into two types, that is analog DAQ, digital DAQ. First of all, we are talking about analog DAQ. This data acquisition can be operated with analog signal. The following are the blocks of the analog data acquisition system. First of all, the first one is transducer. It converts physical quantities into electrical signal. Next, signal conditioner. It performs the function like amplification and selection of desired portion of the signal. The third one is display device. It displays in input signal for monitoring purpose. The fourth one is graphic recording instrument. This can be used to make record of input data permanently. Finally, magnetic tape instrumentation. It is used for acquiring, storing and reproducing of input data. Okay, let's go to digital DAQ system. Digital DAQ system divided into 6 blocks. First is transducer. The second one is signal conditioner. The third one is multiplexer. Fourth one is converter. Fifth one is device. And the last one is digital recorder. First one is transducer. Transducer convert physical quantities into electrical signal. The second one, signal conditioner. It performs the function like amplification and selection of desired portion of the signal. The third is multiplexer. Multiplexer connect one of the multiple input to output so it can act parallel in serial converter. The fourth one is digital converter. It converts the analog input into equivalent digital output. The fifth one, display device. It displays the data in digital format. At the last, digital recorder. It used to record data in digital format. Okay, now we look for the something important thing on this video. What is Node MCU? Node MCU is a IoT application are the one of the rise and connecting objects are getting more and more important. There are several ways to connect objects such as Wi-Fi protocol. Node MCU is an open source platform based on ESP8266 which can connect objects and let data transfer using to the Wi-Fi protocol. Okay, let me look for the advantage of Node MCU. These are the following Node MCU advantages. First, low cost. Second, it has integrated support for Wi-Fi network. Third one is advantage is reduced size of the board. That finally, energy consumption. Okay, for this reading Node MCU, something is missing, right? So we want to see the missing one. The missing one is RSSI. What is RSSI? In telecommunication, receive signal strength indicator that we call RSSI is a measurement of power present in a received radio signal. Okay, let's move on to the coding section. Okay, let's see the coding section. For this coding for this project, I use Arduino software. So after I install Arduino software, I just input my coding with correctly. After I input my coding correctly, I will check the SSID, that's my hotspot name, then my password. After that, the RSSI reading must be in 0. After I check all the programs, then I upload into the Node MCU.
A few minutes later.
Make sure our hotspot is in on position because the Node MCU needed the hotspot connection for read our SSI reading. After done uploading, we can select the serial monitor to see the RSSI value. The screen show the RSSI value, the distance between my device hotspot with Node MCU. Let's take the different RSSI value with different distance. First of all, I take from the distance is 4 meter. Then I take 6 meter. And finally, I take 8 meter. In each distance, I take 10 second reading of the RSSI. These are RSSI reading for every 10 second. 4 meter, 6 meter, 8 meter. Okay guys, let me move on to the calculation section. In this calculation section, I'm study about mean, mode, median, standard deviation for every meter. That's 4 meter, 6 meter, 8 meter. Then after that, I plot the graph for each meter. Look for the calculation for 4 meter, mean 32.7, mode 31, median 33, standard deviation 1.52 dBm for 4 meter. The graph shows for the 4 meter at starting looking increase and the middle is decrease. After that, it's continuously rising. For 6 meter, mean is 66.5, mode 70, median 66, standard deviation 4.09 dBm. Look for the graph for 6 meter. The graph at starting it's 65 something and similarly it's look like increasing for until 73. Finally, for 8 meter, mean 83.2, mode 84, median 83.5, standard deviation 1.14 dBm. Looking for the graph for 8 meter, it's look like up and down and finally get increase on. As a discussion for this assignment, I have learned about function of node MCU in detecting human presence. One of method I implementing coding node MCU and the connect with mobile hotspot. This will be enable to me to get RSSI reading. As low RSSI reading mean that the node MCU device and mobile hotspot is in close distance radiation. For the example, when the mobile hotspot is located in 4 meter distance within the node MCU device, the RSSI reading is I have obtained is 30 dBm. Meanwhile, a high RSSI reading means that the node MCU device and mobile hotspot is in the further distance radiation. For the example, when the mobile hotspot is located in a 6 meter distance within the node MCU device, the RSSI reading that I obtained is more than 550 dBm. In a nutshell, the distance is the main variable in determining the RSSI reading. As a conclusion for my project, I learned from this project is something safety purpose for children. For the example, most of this time, we currently hit by the pandemic of COVID-19. For by this, some parents work at home. Sometimes they usually use a computer for gadget for their works. For rescue or care about their children, they can open a Node MCU device or Node MCU controller in the laptop. They can surveillance their children. For the example, they can reading the RSSI by someone the children who use the gadget. If they go to the home yard or roadside, they can see the reading of the RSSI. If the RSSI increase the dBm like 50, 70, 90 and above, they can alert because the node MCU with hotspot connection, if the circulation of the kilometer of distance is so far, then the RSSI reading also become the high. So they can easily detect the children by save their life. So I would thank to my lecturer for give the opportunity about this project. So thank you so much.